called it retail Roundup. I don't know if it's going to take off or not. I have no idea.
I haven't heard it in any other media platform.
That's my thing. That's mine.
Retail Roundup.
Put it down.
We did it in '99, and we're bringing it back.
I called it retail Roundup. I hate to say it's a
I
little.
think Art Linkletter did that.
It's a report. What's going on in our world of retail around America?
It was a game show.
We could play it that way.
Okay.
I think this number seems high. You tell me if you agree. I'm reading here, and this was in the Wall Street Journal, that 3,200 brick-and-mortar retail stores are set to close by early next year, that they try to get through Christmas, and then they're going to close. It includes Bed Bath & Beyond, which is not surprising.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
Rite Aid Pharmacy. Tuesday Morning, which we had one of those here's that got...
Right. I never knew what it was.
No one did that. Might have
The
been
sign perplexed me for 30 years.
It could have been a problem. I think,
Awful name.
Yeah.
Horrible marketing. Tuesday morning. What the hell?
Well, we mentioned that when they close. I think it's...
Well, it could be anything. It could be a day spa and facial place that does nails, or it could be pottery.
Yeah. But, isn't that more popular these days? Online especially, like, Google. That is not even a thing.
Right.
But you learn it. You learn what it is. But when you've got a brick and mortar, what's the example? Well, Starbucks. You don't know what that is until you go into it. Really, there's probably a lot of places like that.
Right.
But Tuesday Morning they're all going away. But the surprises were Target and CVS are going to be closing a lot of stores. They said not only is it because, of course, online buying and a lot of people, lack of sales, but also, and we mentioned this the other day, some are in high crime areas, and there's a lot of shoplifting.
Yeah, they're leaving.
There's a lot of
I do not blame them.
The rise in shoplifting has gone way, way up in the last 3 years, and it's causing a slow death to places like the Gap. There's another place that is going to be closing a lot of these. But 3,200 sounds like a lot of stores. Goodness, that's a ton in the next few months that they say will be going out of business.
Are any of those restaurants?
No, this is retail, Bed Bath & Beyond, Rite Aid, Tuesday Morning, Gap, Target, and CVS were the ones mentioned that are closing most stores.
It used to be, these stores made so much money, we don't worry about theft. But they've never seen theft like this. I mean, there's tons of videos weekly of people just walking in and stealing because, again, people are not really allowed to intercept.
Right.
Yeah, they're not every store is going to pay a cop to be up front to stop somebody. I mean, unless we just openly start shooting the shoplifters, it's not going to change.
I think
so.
You're right.
Shut them down.
Is Walgreens winning the war over CVS? I see CVS closing some of their stores.
Well, Walgreens, what they're doing is locking everything up. You're going to go, I think we talked about the new Walgreens have like 2 or 3 aisles.
Yeah.
And everything's locked up. You want something? We're going to unlock it for you.
You order online before you go, and then they bring it out to you.
Yeah.
I think that will be a model for stores.
That's sad.
Did you order the douche?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Who's the douche with the douche?
Who's the douche? Right here, sir. Right here. Yeah.
Douche.
Yeah.
I'm here for M&M's.
Douche and condoms.
A birthday card and M&M's.
Some old man.
Hey,
It is what
you
it
got to
is.
do what you got to do.
And you're right. It's sad. Everyone
And you
says,
saw. And you saw.
That's how they do it. They just call you out.
Yeah.
They just tell you what you're buying, right? It's a sad state of affairs.
It is, but
It's a
no
terrible
one's
place.
willing to change anything.
Because people,
if you're Target, what are you going to do? Leave the door open and say, "Fine, it is what it is"? No.
I don't know what to
can
do
make it
about
membership.
that. Yeah.
You get a card and you go up and you swipe your.
That's so anti-Target or Walmart.
The way
being a
people are
membership?
stealing, though, they don't even care. It's like everybody goes out and gets a photo of their tag. These people don't care.
Yes, but like he's saying, if it's a membership place, you can't come into the store unless you have the card.
You swipe the card,
You
the door
can't
unlocks,
come
you
in.
can go in.
I'll get a membership. I'll come in there. I'll put a TV on a cart and I'll leave. That's what these people are doing.
But it would dissuade you from getting a
We
membership.
know who you are.
The membership costs $50, and they'll know who you are.
They'll know who I am. But these people now, that's what I'm saying. They're out taking pictures of their tags.
They don't
They're
care.
not wearing masks. They don't care.
You know what
it's
it
like,
is?
come get me. The cops are so understaffed and so busy.
Audacity.
Yeah.
We're going to come in there. We're going to take it. We're going to smash and grab whatever.
I'm with the stores that are shutting them down and locking it up. I mean, don't be mad but it's like, why? Everything's getting stolen out of this store.
Well, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if like your Walgreens run, you have to go ahead and, but it costs them, point of purchase impulse buys, I guess, if those things are behind the counter.
It's not like these stores want to do this. I'm sure they're
They have
going.
to do it. Yeah.
I finally hit the point where, I'm getting so much thousands of dollars stolen from me every day that we just hit that point where it's like, no, I'm not going to do it.
But they got to come up with something because these boards of directors that make millions of dollars, they're not going to be able to stay in business. I mean, you have to go to the drugstore to get cards or to get
certain items.
Yeah, some things you just have to go and pick up.
Yeah, I think we're at the point though where what we're going to see is everything under lock and key.
Well, now Christians,
maybe not cards.
Yeah, cards and M&Ms and stuff like that will still be out. It's the higher priced items that are stolen often that'll be behind the lock and key.
But what do the Costco's and everyone else do? I mean,
well, Costco's a card. I mean, you have to be a member to get in. And
do you think that stops big groups of people coming in there from stealing TVs? And
I think so, because I mean they will not let you. And I don't know if they have security, but they can. I'm not sure about security, but Costco, you show your card. Sam's also. And when you leave, they check every item you have.
But you've seen these people come in, 6, 7 people at one time, and just start stealing stuff.
I hear about it a lot. I don't know
thefts.
if it's less at Costco and Sam's. It may be, but I thought what you said earlier about the card system may be right.
If they want the brick and mortar, if these people want to stay in business.
I saw a guy try to sneak some Doritos out of a Costco 2 weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
out of a Costco.
Well, they count every item, and he had 2 bags of Doritos. What had happened was he accidentally went through self-checkout and didn't price them. Didn't put them. That's so. But it's a huge pain because you have to go back and do that. They count all the items, and
was
the guy.
It an accident, you think?
I do, because he had 18 items in his cart, and 2 of them were not paid for, and the guy catches it. He's like, "You have these 2 Doritos are not paid for," so he has to go back and go through it again. Pierce, you're talking about stealing and closings of retail stores. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was just in San Francisco a few weeks ago, and I was a victim of a smash and grab. Okay,
yeah.
I got our luggage and just got a text from my wife a few days ago that a friend of ours saw that the mayor of San Francisco is stating now they're going to have a policy where if you have the homeless people, they're having such a problem with them smashing and grabbing it. If you leave your valuables in your car, they're going to fine you if you're a victim of smash and grab now.
What?
Find the victim.
Yeah.
That goes against everything you hear.
It's Wild West.
Don't blame the victim.
Yeah. Wow.
Apparently it is the Wild West. Good Lord. Now that's low. I get robbed and I get fined on top of it. Thank you, Pierce. I did not realize. I'm sorry that happened to you. Steve, you're talking about crime and these retail stores closing. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have an example. So where I live, there's a very popular chain of gas stations called Sheetz.
Yes.
And they shut one down completely, just boarded it up because there was too much crime. The cops wouldn't do anything about it, and they couldn't control it, so they just closed the whole place.
Man, what a place we are. I mean, that's just, I never imagined that.
Those are kind of small ticket items, though, yeah?
And Sheetz.
What are you talking, 12 packs, cases of beer?
You can get some Advil.
Tobacco and
tobacco?
beer?
Yeah. Advil.
Yeah.
Well, you can resell that stuff. You're right.
There's all that, the over-the-counter stuff.
I mean, no one's going to go to a flea market and get a schmuffin.
Well, get a day-old schmuffin in there at the flea market.
At least day old.
Yeah. August, you're talking about the crime causing some retail outlets to close. Go ahead.
Top of the morning to you. P and August calling from Fort Lauderdale.
Thank you.
So I saw this news story the other day about this guy in California, a shop owner, and he made everything in the store $1,000 plus whatever the retail would be, and then he had a coupon at the front, so then it would knock off $1,000, and then if they stole it, he could prosecute.
Oh, interesting. God. Wow, that's beating the system, isn't it? You price everything at $1,000, but you got to come in and get your coupon to knock off the $995. That's crazy. Wow. Thanks, August. Appreciate that's a really interesting thing. Mark, you're talking about retail stores closing, some due to crime, they say. Go ahead.
Well, I told Biggie in 2001 I worked at Sam's, and sometimes I worked the door, and we were always told we need to count every item in the buggy and then look at the receipt if that's what they rung up. Well, I went to Sam's last week, bought some groceries. They scanned 3 items, looked at my receipt. I had 10 in the buggy, and I paid for all. I rang up everything.
Right.
They just looked at 3 items. I could have put much more stuff in there, and they wouldn't have said anything.
So they're just skimming the top.
Well, you guys know that I'm not a Costco shopper. It's just me and my wife, and so we don't shop at Costco or Sam's Club. But I have seen. I know part of the reason that those stores are so successful is because of larger families, and people will go once a month and get 2 carts full of stuff. They count every single thing in 2 carts. I can't imagine.
I don't know how they do it, but I've been in there and bought 40 items, and they look at your receipt, and then they do. It looks like they're counting, and they'll mark like a mark on it to show that
you're checked.
You're done. And I have been caught once because I left accidentally. I remember exactly. I left 24 Diet Cokes or 36 Diet Cokes down on the bottom of the buggy and didn't pay for it by accident. And so I got there. He counted everything. He goes, "You got one extra item." And then he said, "It's your Diet Coke." And I had to go back and pay for it.
I can drink them right here.
I'd like to see you do that.
Challenge accepted.
Room temperature?
Challenge accepted.
Take them all room temperature right here.
I'll do it.
Go.
I'll do it right here.
Ready?
I will not flag your account, sir.
And then seriously, a couple of weeks ago, some guy had a big bag of Doritos, and the guy counted every item he had, and he's like, "You've got something extra." And he looked at me, he's like, "It's your Doritos."
Mm-hmm.
And now they do it. They used to not have self-checkout. Now they do. So I think it's, when you check it out yourself, I think you accidentally don't. Or maybe you're trying to sneak something by.
Yeah.
Who knows? But they're watching like a hawk, even on self-checkout. They'll look and make sure before you even get over to the door. And again, you have to have your card to even get in. So I think what Dave was saying earlier is probably right. You get less of it there anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it
I'm
deters
not
a
seeing
little
any
bit.
videos from a Costco.
I haven't either.
No, it deters.
You see them
some.
from Target.
Yeah, same. And Target, Walmart, not Costco, Sam's. The toilet paper story is this retail roundup.
Please.
That's what I call it. I don't know if it's going to take off or what, but it's a whole new segment we're doing here called Retail Roundup. What do you think? Now, I was surprised by this. Procter & Gamble, they make Charmin toilet paper. They say, without fail, the biggest complaint they get is this about toilet paper, and they're solving it today. They're rolling out a new product.
The talking bears taking dumps in the woods?
It is not the talking bear taking dumps in the woods. I would have thought rough toilet paper. Wouldn't you think that it's, like that?
Yeah.
It's just not,
I mean,
but Charmin has always pushed itself as being the softest.
the softest.
They're like premium.
Or what about the roll's too big?
It's not
to
the
fit
roll
on
too big.
No, your thing.
That's not it. That's another complaint. By the way, my son, when he was home from college, he's only been home once from college, and he said, "I'm taking back my own toilet paper," because the toilet paper
in the dorms
horrible.
Probably on the big wheel.
He said, he goes, "Mom, everybody has their own toilet paper." And I said to him, "Son, you get by with what the state provides to you."
Like any good prison.
It's good enough for any prison inmate. He goes, I'm chafed. I can't."
Like father, like son.
Right. He got that from me now. That's right. I passed it on down to him.
Yeah, back issues.
So we bought him a pallet of Charmin and saying, "This will get you through the year." Bought him 24 Charmin. And I said, "That ought to get you through." He goes, "That's not enough." I said, "Son, you're there for about 7 more months. That should get you through. It's only you. That's it."
Well, you can surprise him at Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrap that up. Give him a new present.
Put a bow on some.
I will.
Just for next semester.
I will. Yeah.
I hope he told him to hide it from his roommate.
Yeah, right. The Charmin CEO, Procter & Gamble CEO, says the company's number one complaint they get from consumers is that the squares rip not on the perforated line, and you get too many squares. They said the number one complaint to cause uneven tears.
No.
Uneven tear. The uneven tear is a result of a straight perforation that doesn't match the direction that consumers pull. That's what the CEO says. Now they have a new wavy perforation that ensures you are able to tear smoothly no matter where and how you tear. It will come off wherever it is. There's more perforations, and they're wavy.
It's scalloped.
You get a scalloped. That's it. That's true.
That sounds like that's on the operator. That's
I
on the
think so,
person
too.
using
I've
it.
never had that issue.
Yeah.
We're a
No.
quilted northern family.
Yeah.
And it tears right where it's supposed to tear.
Well, Charmin does too. I don't.
Cottonelle does too.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But yeah, it's if you're pulling off a long roll of it, a big strand of it, and then pull it, then it may not. You've got to.
I mean, if the roll is kind of rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you pull it. I mean, it's not going to go where it's supposed to. You got to hold it and pull it off.
Little hold.
Yeah, what's up with these lazy Procter and Gamble consumers?
The Procter and Gamble CEO
Is it a bear claw print?
It's a. No, it's scalloped. Like you said earlier, it's scalloped, and there are more perforations, so you get however much you want. And he says This means consumers will avoid a messy tear and using more toilet paper than you wanted to use. It will save the consumer money because you'll use just a smaller amount and have the perfect tear every time. I can't even picture really what they had a shot of it, and it did have wavy perforations.
It's possible. I do recall.
So each individual, it's not a square of toilet paper anymore.
No, it'll be more wavy on the edges.
It'll be square on the sides.
Yep.
Wavy on top and bottom.
Correct.
It always seemed a little thicker, Charmin.
It is, I think.
I would say fuzzy is a good word or not, but it seems, so it doesn't seem, it's almost more fabric-y.
Agreed. My father hated Charmin. It clogged our toiit. He said,
some of the frou-frou stuff will do that to
and you had
plumbing.
A septic system.
That's right. He said, no Charmin in his house. We had Scott tissue. Lowest. My son couldn't survive it.
No.
I'm chafed. Chafed. Tell you what I like, which I had to buy during the pandemic, and I really got used to it, is the ones, I don't know if you know what they are, but they have like ridges almost. You know, there's a little ridge on them.
Cottonelle has that, I think.
Good product.
Yeah, that's who I use.
That's a good product. I couldn't, usually I get Kirkland over at Target or at Costco.
That's just a knockoff of the same stuff, though, isn't it, Kirkland?
Well, Kirkland.
Isn't that like the store brand? I mean, it's the same thing as a.
It's very similar, yeah. And I think that's their number one seller is their toilet paper. And they go to great lengths to make sure that it's exactly right. They want the perforation. I've seen that on TV. They go to great lengths. And they want to, and I'll say this about Kirkland toilet paper. Every time you get it out now, the edge is it's taped to or it's glued down perfectly. So when you start the roll, you start the roll. That's it. That's
what a roundup.
Retail Roundup.